Um, all right, let's go ahead and get into this meeting real quick. Uh, let's start out. Oh, I don't need to do anything. Designated note taker. You've already picked that up, Michael. Thank you very
Yep.
much. And let's go ahead and get into some outstanding RFCs. I can share my screen if y'all want.
Sounds good.
Uh, that's the one. All right. Uh, going through. I'm gonna just skip over the stuff that's in draft right now. Just go straight into the add RFC to unify log output. I haven't seen any movement on this in a minute. Um, does anyone have any updates or any questions about this? All right. Um, are there any questions or updates on any of the draft? I have no update for decoupled dependency build packs. Honestly, I've
No,
thought about closing this for the time being. Um, I just need to like just scroll through it and make sure there hasn't been anything that I want to keep up to date on that. And then I don't have any update on the proposal for multi-arch build packs. Great. Next up we have CNB updates and questions. Got anything?
nothing at the moment.
Is there anything like Ozzy, have you been at the meetings? Anything new coming down at the CMB level, like new options or features or whatever that would be interesting for us to know about?
Not recently, no. I mean, I've been out
Okay.
for a fair few weeks with COVID, so
Okay.
I haven't heard anything new that way. I mean, last thing we were talking about CNB wise was that image extensions are no longer experimental. So,
Right. Okay.
Gotcha.
you know. And I think that probably follows on for a Paketo question of whether and when we will move the UBI stack out of community across to Buildpacks. Because we're,
I
yeah,
think
yes.
I have on my list to actually, open RFCs to do that.
Hmm.
I just haven't gotten quite to that. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Forrest, but that's kind of the formal way to ask for that, right? And
Yeah, just a sort of RFC saying like, hey, this is supported. This is the level of support we have. We would like to move this formally into whatever, and then I guess letting the existing maintainer base vote on whether they want to adopt that part of the project.
Yeah, that's no worries.
Yeah, gotcha.
What else? As I say, I've been messing around with Podman compatibility today and for the last few days. There's some interesting behavior going on there, and I'll try and figure out what's going on later on.
Gotcha.
It's being made slightly more complicated because it seems to be unique to Podman Mac, and I don't have a Mac.
Yeah, that would make things difficult.
Yeah. The colleague who's experiencing the problems is also based in a completely different time zone.
So you're playing correspondence chess basically.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I woke up at 4:30 this morning. We had a really great exchange for a few hours. It's brilliant.
oh, great.
Ugh.
I guess even is it like I didn't catch whether it's like Mac on ARM only or something like is it
It seems to be, as I said, this is what we were just discussing before the meeting started. That basically, it seems to be there's something odd about Podman's volume mount point ownership behavior on macOS, but only on macOS because it worked on my Podman on Linux.
okay.
But that is several levels back now. So I'm now installing a brand new Fedora Core 41 VM so that I can get the latest Podman on there so I can see whether Podman regressed on Linux or whether this is a macOS unique problem. If it's macOS unique,
Right.
that would be great, but it's going to make debugging it a lot harder. In a nutshell, for Forest's benefit, what's going on is the workspace directory ends up being owned by root. So when various build packs try to do things like delete content from the workspace directory or create content in workspace, it will fail with permissions and it falls over in a heap, as you'd expect it to. The question is, why is it owned by root when it obviously is owned by the correct user when you run on Docker? It's owned by the correct user when I ran it on my Podman back level on Linux, and I'll confirm whether it does it the right thing. So it feels like it's a Podman thing, so I wouldn't worry too much from a build packs perspective. But nevertheless, it's one of those ones that's worth being aware of in case we get somebody coming to the channel saying, hey, I'm trying to use Podman on Mac and it doesn't work, and then we'll at least have some answers.
Awesome. Thank you.
No worries.
Do we have any other open mic discussions that we would like to, or discussion topics we would like to get into?
That was it from me.
All right. We'll keep it short and sweet and to the point. Let you get back to staring at Podman logs, I guess.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks very much.
All right. Thank
See you
you.
next week.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.